Hafaday, Lalawas Mwamwai, and good afternoon to everyone and to all of you viewing on the viewing public. I know there's nobody in the gallery, but welcome anyways. And to all those viewing on all the different social media platforms, welcome to today's session. I now call this 10th day, second regular session to order. Please let us all rise for a moment of silence. And my apologies, we do have KSPN 2 in the house. Dan? All right, thank you. Clerk, please call the roll of attendance.
Representative Vanda.
Present.
Representative Aldon. Representative Aquino.
Present.
Representative Fato.
Present.
Representative Benavente.
Very good.
Representative Angelo Camacho.
Present.
Representative Diego Camacho.
Present.
Representative Joel Camacho.
Present.
Representative Joseph Flores.
Present.
Representative Marissa Flores.
Present.
Representative Manglonia.
Present.
Representative Vogel.
Present.
Representative Omar.
Present.
Representative Palacios.
Gayet.
Representative Rangamar.
Present.
Representative Sablan.
Estia.
Representative Nicolas.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Representative Yang Tamay.
Yang
Representative Yumo.
Present.
Representative Aldon. Mr. Speaker, 19 members are present and 1 member is absent.
Thank you, Clerk. With 19 members present, that's enough for a quorum to proceed. Let the record reflect that Representative Vincent Aldon is hereby excused for today's session. And before we proceed with public comments, I'd like to recognize the floor leader to amend today's agenda. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move to suspend Rule 3, Section 6, so that the House amends its agenda to include unnumbered bills and resolutions and communications not filed with the House Clerk's office 72 hours in advance when a notice for a session was given and posted. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to amend today's agenda and has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Vanda.
Yes.
Representative Aquino.
Yes.
Representative Fato.
Yes.
Representative Benavente.
Good.
Representative Angelo Camacho. Representative Diego Camacho.
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho.
I'm good.
Representative Joseph Flores.
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores.
Yes.
Representative Manglonia.
Yes.
Representative Vogel.
Yes.
Representative Omar.
I'm good.
Representative Palacios.
I'm good.
Representative Rangamar.
Yes.
Representative Sablan.
I'm good.
Representative Nicolas.
Yes.
Representative Yang Tamay.
Our.
Representative Yumo. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, the motion carries. Thank you. We now proceed to item number 2, public comments. The podium is open. Please state your name, the entity you represent, and you'll be given 5 minutes. Please try to keep your comments related to what's on today's agenda. Okay, with nothing under public comments, we now move down to item number 3, adoption of journals, and we have none. We move down to item number 4, introduction of bills, and I recognize Representative B.J. Atta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Formally introducing House Bill number 24-75, entitled to authorize the continued payment of employer premiums for the Group Health Life Insurance Program by permitting expenditure of $3,747,585 recently identified by the Governor that shall be appropriated by the Legislature for FY 2026, introduced by myself and several others, and it's only fitting, Mr. Speaker, all the members participated in this legislation, and obviously with other legislations that we've been working on to address our fiscal crisis, that if there's no objection from the members, if we can introduce this as a committee of the whole. No objection. Thank you, colleagues, and if there's no objection, if I can respectfully ask the floor leader to place House Bill 24-75 on bill calendar for action today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Representative Atto, and with that, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move to suspend Rule 9, Section 8, to place House Bill Number 24-75, to authorize the continued payment of employer premiums for the Group Health and Life Insurance Program by permitting expenditure of $3,747,585 recently identified by the Governor that shall be appropriated by the Legislature for FY 2026 on today's bill calendar. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to place House Bill number 24-75 on calendar for action today, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All right. All in favor for the motion, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Please let the record also reflect that House Bill 24-75 is hereby introduced by the Committee of the Whole. Any unnumbered House bills to be introduced today? Recognize Representative Yangtamai.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm introducing an unnumbered bill to adopt the village delimitation and name master map for Saipan as the sole village delimitation and name master map of Saipan, and to provide for the office of the mayor of Saipan to be the primary custodian for maintaining and preserving the master map, and for the Department of Commerce Central Statistics Division to be the secondary custodian, and for other purposes, introduced by myself and some of my colleagues here.
Thank you.
Thank
Would
you.
you like to proceed, Representative Yang? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Any other House bills? I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, introducing an unnumbered bill to amend the operating budget and scope of operations of the Office of Grants Management and State Clearinghouse, and for other purposes. Introduced by myself, and it's open for everyone else to sign. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, floor leader. Any more under House bills? Recognize Representative Joel Camacho.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, just point of clarification. I know we still have to introduce House local bills in House session, right?
Yes.
So, I mean...
Well, we're under House bills for now.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. My apologies.
Okay. Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. Any more under House bills? All right. With nothing further, those unnumbered bills will be referred to the proper committee at a later time. Thank you. We now move down to House local bills, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, introducing House Local Bill Number 24-36 to reappropriate the remaining fund balance of $89,217 under Saipan Local Law 22-15, Project Code 3754H, for the maintenance and improvements of the Commonwealth Parks and Recreational Facilities in Precinct 3 and the maintenance and improvements of the Garapan Core and the Frilon Sea Tenorio Beach Pathway in Precinct 3, and for other purposes. Introduced by myself. Thank you.
Thank you, floor leader. Any unnumbered? Recognized Representative Yangtamai.
Okay, I'm officially introducing an unnumbered House local bill to rename Isa Drive to Governor Carlos S. Camacho Drive in honor of the first governor of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, signed by myself and others. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yangtamai. Any more under House local bills? All right, with nothing further. Any under House legislative initiatives? Ready? Okay. We now move down to item number 5, introduction of resolutions, and I recognize the Vice Speaker on behalf of Representative Vincent Odan.
Thank you, Speaker. On behalf of Rep. Vince Odan, I'd like to formally introduce House Resolution 24-19, a House resolution to express the sense of the House of Representatives of the 24th Northern Marianas Commonwealth Legislature regarding the United States Department of Interior Bureau of Ocean Energy Management's request for information and interest on commercial leasing for outer continental shelf minerals offshore the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Islands, published in the Federal Registry on November 12, 2025, document number 2025-19852, and to urge respect for CNMI self-government, indigenous rights, environmental protection, equitable benefit sharing, and the lessons of global and Pacific history. Again, on behalf of the author, Rep. Aldon, if there's no objection, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce this as the Committee of the Whole.
No objection. Thank you, Vice Speaker. And with that, we'll let the record reflect that House Resolution 24-19 is hereby introduced by the Committee of the Whole and will be placed on calendar for action in the next session. Next, I'd like to recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, introducing House Resolution number 24-20 to respectfully recognize the significant contributions of Victorino Vic Sablan Cepeda to the educational and vocational advancement of the people of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, pre-filed by myself. And if there's no objections, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce this as a whole, a committee as a whole, or a resolution as a whole.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Let the record reflect that House Resolution 24-20 is hereby introduced by the Committee of the Whole and will be placed on calendar for action in the next session. Any more under resolutions? Ready? Ready. Okay, with nothing further, we move down to item number 6, messages from the Governor, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 6, messages from the Governor, we have now 4 items: Governor's Communication 2482, 83, 84, and 85.
Thank you, Clerk. Any discussions under messages from the Governor? Okay, I recognize Representative Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the first. I want to thank the House members for supporting this bill. I would like to thank the Senate President, and the Fiscal Affairs Chairman, Senator Jude Schneider, and all the members in the Senate that supported this bill. I want to thank the Attorney General, who also supported this bill. And lastly, I want to thank the Governor for signing this bill, my first bill. Hopefully it's not my only bill, into law. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Aquino, and I'm assuming this is referring to Governor's Communication 24-83, right? Yes, okay. Thank you. Any further under Governor's messages from the Governor? Recognize,
privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, recognize Representative San Nicolas.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is to, on behalf of the people of Tinian, I want to extend appreciation to Governor Apatang for signing House Local Bill number 24-31D1 to appropriate $12,500 for the personnel and operation of the Tinian Casino, Gaming Commission, and other needs of the municipality, and became Tinian Local Law number 24-08. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield for now.
Thank you, Representative San Nicolas. Any further? Okay, with nothing further, Governor's Communication 24-84 will be referred to the committees on JGO and Transportation and Infrastructure. This is for the nomination of Mr. James Ushio Miyahara Mendiola Jr. Action deadline is January 19th, so I urge the committees to act on this promptly. Governor's Communication 24-85, I'll refer that to the Committee on Ways and Means. This is regarding the veto on House Local Bill 24-14. Okay, with nothing further, we move down to item number 7, Senate Communications, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 7, Senate Communications, we have several items. Senate Communications, Senate 2459 through 2463.
Thank you, Clerk, and I now recognize the floor leader to accept Senate Communications.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move that the House accept Senate Communications 24-59, 24-60, 24-61, 24-62, and that it be deemed property of the House for further disposition as appropriate. So move.
Can I just call for a quick recess? Quick recess. Session. We apologize that there was a little bit of a miscommunication. So again, I'd like to recognize the floor leader to restate her motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues, I apologize. Mr. Speaker and colleagues, I move that the House accept Senate Communications 24-59, Senate Communications 24-60, Senate Communication 2461, Senate Communication 24-62, and Senate Communication 24-63, and that it be deemed property of the House for further disposition as appropriate. So move.
Thank you. Floor leader, a motion has been made to accept Senate Communications, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, colleagues. Any discussion under Senate Communications? Okay. With no discussion, I'd just like to note that Senate Communication 2463 will leave it on the agenda for the next session. And Senate Communications 2461 and 2462 will be placed on the resolution calendar for action today. Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 8, House Communications, and we have none. Item number 9, Communications from the Judicial Branch, we have none. Item number 10, Communications from Departments and Agencies, we have none. Item number 11, Miscellaneous Communications, and I recognize the clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under item 11, miscellaneous communications, we have 2 items. Miscellaneous communication 2477 and 2478.
Thank you, clerk. Any discussions under miscellaneous communications? Ready? All right. Thank you, colleagues. We now move down to item number 12, reports of standing committees. We have none. Item number 13, reports of special and conference committees. We have none. Item number 14, unfinished business. We have none. Item number 15, resolution calendar. I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move for the adoption of House Joint Resolution 24-1 SD1, a House Joint Resolution to urgently request for the immediate inclusion of the Republic of the Philippines in the non-immigrant Guam CNMI visa waiver program administered by the United States Department of Homeland Security. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to adopt House Joint Resolution 24-1, Senate Draft 1, and it has been seconded. Any discussions?
Ready.
Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Fanta?
Yes.
Representative Aquino?
Yes.
Representative Fatal?
Yes.
Representative Benavente? Representative Angelo Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Diego Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho?
I'm good.
Representative Joseph Flores?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglotnya?
Yes.
Representative Vogel?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Palacios?
Hungan.
Representative Rangomar?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hungan.
Representative St. Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yangtamay?
Aware.
Representative Yumo? Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, House Joint Resolution 24-1, Senate Draft 1 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move for the adoption of House Joint Resolution 24-9 SD1, a House Joint Resolution to respectfully urge the United States Department of the Treasury, United States Customs and Border Protection, the United States Postal Service, and any other reasonable federal agencies to immediately cease and desist the implementation of Executive Order 14324 and to remit to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands all revenues collected under Executive Order 14324, or in the alternative, to recognize the CNMI's authority to collect such revenues itself, consistent with the covenant and applicable law in the event the said changes must be imposed. So move.
Thank you, Floor Leader. A motion has been made to adopt House Joint Resolution 24-9, Senate Draft 1, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? Okay, Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Fata?
Yes.
Representative Aquino?
Yes.
Representative Fato?
Yes.
Representative Benavente?
Good.
Representative Angelo Camacho? Yes. Representative Diego Camacho?
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho?
Okay.
Representative Joseph Flores?
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores?
Yes.
Representative Manglotnya?
Yes.
Representative Vogel?
Yes.
Representative Omar?
Hungan.
Representative Palacios?
Good.
Representative Rangamar?
Yes.
Representative Sablan?
Hungan.
Representative Nicolas?
Yes.
Representative Yanktamay?
Hongan.
Representative Yumo?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, House Joint Resolution 24-9, Senate Draft 1 is hereby adopted. Thank you, colleagues. We now move to the bill calendar.
Mr. Speaker, sorry, just a point of
Recognize
information.
Representative Atta. Yes.
Thank you. Just on the Senate Communication 24-62, I think it's just technical error. Instead of should read CNMI's authority, it has austerity, just so that we're consistent with the title of the joint resolution that we had adopted, to make sure that that's considered technical through the communication portion only, that it says authority rather than austerity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you, Representative Atta, and that's so noted. Council, can we make note on that it's technical?
We can make note, it's technical.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Council. Okay, we'll now proceed to the bill calendar, and with that, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, before offering the motion for passage on first and final reading, I move to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made by the floor leader to suspend Rule 7, Section 9, and Rule 9, Sections 9 and 10, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor for the motion, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move for the passage on first and final reading on House Bill Number 24-75 to authorize the continued payment of employer premiums for the Group Health and Life Insurance Program by permitting expenditure of $3,747,585 recently identified by the Governor that shall be appropriated by the legislature for fiscal year 2026. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for the passage of House Bill Number 24-75, and it has been seconded. Any discussions? Recognize Representative Atta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and colleagues. Thank you all for agreeing to include your name as co-sponsors of this legislation. Every single member here in the House and our counterparts in the Senate participated in drafting this legislation so that we can address the retirees' concerns of the group health life insurance. This legislation will remit $2,800,688.75 to the group health life insurance for our retirees, so that they will continue their insurance benefits. In addition to that, $936,896.25 will be will be remitted to PSS to address the 25% from these collections. We all know that this collection came towards after the fiscal year FY 2025, but these monies were collected in FY 2025, and under the accounting procedures, there's a 60-day window of allowance to utilize the funds to address the back pay of the previous fiscal year. We're authorizing in this legislation for the Secretary of Finance to allocate these funds directly to the group health life insurance for our retirees, and the 25% portion over to the public school system that would assist in their needs and their financial obligations. So at least now the retirees wouldn't have to stress on the letter that they had received from the settlement fund. We all know every single member here has gotten phone calls from family members, friends, and members of our community regarding this concern. This now would at least address the 2,000 plus retirees, their beneficiaries, those that are under disability, that are receiving retirement benefits and are falling under the group health life insurance program under the retirement program. So with that, again, I thank you guys for your support in this legislation, and we look forward for the Senate to calling session and passing this legislation to get it to the governor's desk so that we can get it signed into law within the next week or so that the monies can be transferred to the respective entities, in this case, the Group Health Life Insurance Program and the public school system, so they can proceed forward with their for the Group of Life Insurance portion, at the very least, open enrollment, so potential new members into the Group of Life Insurance from government employees that are willing to get into the Group of Life Insurance program. The open enrollment will be there and available for them to sign up for it. And if there's no further discussions from the members, Mr. Speaker and colleagues, I would also like to extend to the council and the clerk to make the proper change, or make sure that they review the legislation further to make sure that we don't forget to cross the T's and dot the I's before they make the transmittal to the Senate. With that being said, I thank you again, Mr. Speaker, for the time, and colleagues, thank you for your support on the legislation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Atta. Any further discussion? Recognize Leader Atta.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also like to acknowledge our good chairman in Ways and Means for acting swiftly on this matter. When we received the communication from the governor about the current situation with the retirees group health life insurance, our good chairman for Ways and Means, JP Sablon, coordinated with our counterparts in the Senate with Fiscal Affairs Chairman Jude Hofschneider, and working together to address this matter and producing this product. So thank you, Chairman, and all members of Ways and Means and the Senate Fiscal Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader Atta. I recognize Representative Aquino.
I just want to thank my colleague, Leader Ada, for saying such, or giving compliment to Chairman JP, who's from Precinct 2. I just want to thank everybody also. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Aquino and Representative JP.
Thank you, Speaker. I do want to thank the Vice Chair of the committee, your committee, Mr. Speaker, on the Standing Committee on Ways and Means, for introducing this legislation so that we can divert 2.8 million to address the Gilachilai retirees issue that we are encountering right now. Just want to let the viewing public know, and to all the retirees out there, that this is just a partial funding to address the Gilachilai. We all know that we still have to address 4.4 million to reach the totality of the 7.2 million that is required to address all the retirees. But with these funds going to the Gilachilai for retirees, it buys us time for the Joint Committee on Ways and Means and the Fiscal Affairs to address the revised budget, where in the revised budget is where we're going to tackle the remaining balance to bring us up to 7.2 for the retirees for the Gilachilai. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative JP Sablan. Any further under discussions?
Privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Recognize Representative San Nicolas.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to say that this bill is very important. I'm in support with this legislation, and I really want to give thanks to the author of this bill and all those co-sponsors and the governor for acting swiftly and quick for informing the legislature that there's an available funds for the retirees and the PSS, and it also protects uh, retirees, or many of whom live on a fixed income, and losing health insurance would be a serious hardship. And this legislation will eventually prevent that once it becomes law. The bill does not increase the budget ceiling, if I'm not mistaken, and I stand corrected on that. It does not create new spending. It simply uses funds already available. So with that, I'm in support with this legislation, and I'm ready to vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative San Nicolas. Any further under discussion? Ready? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Fata,
Yes.
Representative Aquino,
Yes.
Representative Fato,
Yes.
Representative Benavente,
I'm good.
Representative Angelo Camacho,
Yes.
Representative Diego Camacho,
Yes.
Representative Joel Camacho,
I'm good.
Representative Joseph Flores,
Yes.
Representative Marissa Flores,
Yes.
Representative Manglonia,
Yes.
Representative Vogel,
Yes.
Representative Omar,
Hungan.
Representative Palacios, Representative Rangamar,
Yes.
Representative Sablan,
Hungan.
Representative San Nicolas,
Yes.
Representative Yang Tamay,
HoR.
Representative Yumo,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 19 members present voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all 19 members present voting yes, House Bill number 24-75 hereby passes the House. Right on. Yeah, let's clap. Thank you, and with nothing further under bill calendar, we now move down to item number 17, miscellaneous business, and the floor is open. Recognize Representative Angelo Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I just wanted to read out a short statement with regards to the U.S. Supreme Court stance on the territories, and just to provide more clarity and future misunderstandings. My colleagues, the Covenant has guided the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands for nearly 50 years. It laid the foundation of our political union with the United States and shaped the rights and protections of our people, protections our people rely on today. In the conditions we face now, federal policy changes, economic challenges, and shifting community needs are far different from those our leaders envisioned when the Covenant was created. As representatives of the people of the Sinamay, it is our duty to ensure that this foundational agreement still works for the Sinamay. Considering potential modifications is not about breaking our relationship with the United States. It is about strengthening it, making sure the terms of our union remain fair, relevant, and responsive to the realities our people face. I am calling for a responsible and open review of specific covenant provisions that may need updating. This process must include our community, legal experts, traditional leaders, and our federal partners. Our goal is simple: to protect the long-term well-being, self-governance, and future opportunities of the people we serve. Let us move forward with clarity, respect, and unity as we examine the Covenant and explore how it can better serve the Commonwealth today and for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Angelo. Any further under miscellaneous business? Recognize
Privilege.
Representative T.J. Manglonia. Okay, Representative San Nicolas, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for allowing me to address this body regarding the situation of medically displaced residents from the second Central District that must leave their homes and families simply to receive dialysis, oncology, and other critical services unavailable on the second senatorial district. First of all, Mr. Speaker and colleagues, I want to acknowledge CHCC CEO Esther Munya and her team for working under enormous pressure, and we appreciate their true dedication. But in her letter dated December 1st of this year, addressed to Mayor Don, reflects a sincere effort to communicate with the municipality. But it also contains several points that this legislature must clearly understand as we consider how to support our people in this kind of situation. In her letter as well stated that providing long-term housing for displaced patients is outside the scope of CHCC's responsibilities. And she encouraged the mayor to seek help from agencies such as the Housing Corporation and the Department of Culture, Community and Cultural Affairs. She further explained that CHCC can only coordinate air transportation for Medicaid patients who have existing travel benefits. We truly appreciate, the leadership truly appreciate the CACC's transparency, but the legislature must also look at what Public Law 22-33 actually provides. Under subsection 2838A, CHCC, through the Health Network Program, is required to assist eligible CNMI patients to access health care that is not available on the patient's respective home islands. And for the second senatorial district, where dialysis and oncology services doesn't exist, it doesn't exist for the resident, and the residents clearly fall under that mandate. And the law anticipated funding shortfall. That is why subsection 2838G explicitly states that if the health network program runs out of money or any funding, CACC must request supplemental appropriation from the governor and from the legislature, not shift responsibility to the municipalities. And the off-island medical referral program was transferred entirely to CHCC under subsection 2839. Nothing in the statute assigns the financial burden to long-term displaced patient housing to the mayor of Tinian or the municipality of Tinian. Mayor Don has made it clear that the municipality will continue to coordinate and support as best can, but coordination is not the same as taking on the legal and financial responsibilities assigned by law to CHCC. And Mr. Speaker and colleagues, let us remember that something that this legislature did, very important to CHCC. When CHCC asked the legislature for help, we acted immediately, requested relief from overwhelming CUC utility bills, and we passed legislation changing the status from government to commercial ratepayers so they can operate more sustainability. And we address their concerns directly and in good faith. And I'm just asking now that CHC should show the same patience and understanding towards the plight of Tinian's patient whose overall cost to CHCC is relatively small, but whose suffering is immeasurable. And this individual leave their island not out of choice, but out of necessity. I think they deserve, and I believe they deserve, compassion, consistency, and the full benefit of the health network program that this legislature created precisely for the people in this situation. Mr. Speaker, let me be clear about this, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. This is not about assigning blame. This is about ensuring that each government entity fulfills the responsibilities that the law gives them. And we as legislature or legislators stand ready and always to appropriate when justified and requested. And let us move forward in partnership with clarity, with compassion, and with shared commitment to protect our constituents during these most vulnerable moments. With that, Mr. Speaker, being said, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative San Nicolas. Representative TJ Manglonia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative San Nicolas, for your sentiments for the people of Tinian. And I also wanted to thank my colleague from the great precinct of Precinct 5 Representative Angelo Camacho for his statement regarding our covenant agreement. And I completely agree with him. I think the intentions behind the covenant when it was first established with the United States were good, and they may have worked at the time, but I think at this moment in time, we are at a turning point in our history, and things are not only changing here, they're changing globally, and we must move with the times. And I think it's very vital that we have a seat at the table as leaders with our federal government to see and discuss our covenant agreement, what's working, what's not, and how we can improve it. And I think at the very least, we were guaranteed a chance to be economically stable and viable. And at this point in our history, we have not been able to accomplish that fully. And I think it's time that we have these conversations and that we have this seat on the table. And I want to thank you, Representative Camacho, for bringing that up. And I stand ready with all of us here to also echo that voice within DC and strengthen our partnership with the United States and see how we can make this work in our modern day and age. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Manglonia. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And in line with everyone's sentiment, this deep sea mining has really sparked conversation, not just about royalties and funding avenues for long-term longevity, but the actual premise of the covenant and what that meant to the founders when they designed the framework. And yes, they're right. It is not, the times have changed. Time is constant. It's always changing. And maybe, actually, it's not even maybe, it's time that these discussions happen now so that we can protect the future generations from missed opportunity or messages that are misconstrued because the covenant wasn't as clear or it didn't really protect. One of the things I think we need to start addressing is how we look at ourselves and what that covenant means to us. And so two words strike the most: sovereignty and self-determination. While it sounds the same, it's not the same, because we have sovereignty as Indigenous people. But the fact that we need to self-determine our economic success, our stance in our relationship with the United States, that's a totally different conversation. So as chairmen of your committees, keep that in mind, because sovereignty is a word that is highly debatable even in court. Not even attorneys can, and judges can truly define what sovereignty is. The Native Americans are still having a hard time trying to figure that out. But self-determination allows us at least enough leverage to emphasize our autonomy and who we are as a people of the Commonwealth. So my congratulations to NMC for having a very intense discussion with very qualified panels at the AMP on Wednesday. I urge also the chairmen that if this is something that you want to continue to spark and ignite conversation with the community, reach out to the stakeholders that have the historical knowledge, because you cannot talk about the covenant on sentiment. The covenant must be spoken about on historic documentation. And without that history being written in your narrative, no one will respond to feeling. Feeling, everyone has that. But if we can solidify these conversations in written document with the stakeholders that have that information to truly craft and redesign what the covenant should look like, then reach out to those people. There's a lot of people, especially the Humanities Council, They've got archives, they have illustrations. Those things should be put into your document to request such information. And again, I need to point out that we know that there are 902 discussions that will be held sometime soon. I'm urging the executive branch to please extend this invitation to the Speaker of the House. I think that in order for us to have a truly transparent dialogue and be fully accountable to Big Brother, our speaker must be informed with the information that is being passed down from the president to the governor and then to the legislature through his guidance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield my time.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Thank you. I recognize Representative Rafio.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank you to the floor and to Rep. Manglonia and Rep. Camacho for pointing out a truly, I guess, something that we need to look at carefully, and with regards to the covenant. We also have to look at U.S. Public Law 110229, or to include it in the discussion, because Public Law 110229 single-handedly took away our immigration, took away our CW program here in the CNMI, where we can hire outside employees to help the CNMI build. So we need to look at that carefully. The United States is entering a new era now where data centers are being built throughout the country, and according to the U.S., they're going to need at least 600,000 electricians. So that opens up the, I guess, the visa or H1 or H1B or H2B visas to enter the U.S. So we need to look at that carefully and include us, or have the CNMI be taken off the control of the I guess guest employees coming into the cinema, as well as the visa waiver program. Puerto Rico are still given visa waiver program, and I believe they last year they received over 7 million tourists. The cinema now, we're lucky we hit 200,000 this year. So the U.S. is crippling the cinema to be self-sustainable right now. So we need to, I guess, be included in this discussion. The past couple of 902 talks, I know it's the job of the administration, but they should include elected officials or leaders here in the cinema to be included in that discussion, because even in the U.S., we just attended NCSL, and a lot of the local representatives and senators don't even agree with the Senate from the White House. So that's something that we need to look at and include ourselves, so that we can look at the long-term, I guess, effect on the laws that are affecting us here in the CNMI. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yumo. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And just so that there's some historical conversation, I'm looking at the last report to the President on the 902 consultations dated January 2017. And on page 2, it briefly talks about the history of the 902. And for those of you that are chairing committees that really want to pursue this and take this further and take the lead, I seriously urge that and involve everybody here, as Rep. Yumo has stated. But it's on page 2, there's 4 paragraphs, but the ones that's very striking is this. The first 902 consultation began in 1986 during the Reagan administration. Since then, there have been 15 meetings associated with 902 consultations. The location for the meetings have varied, occurring in the CNMI, Washington, D.C., Hawaii, and other locations in the continental United States. Compilations of the documents from past 902 consultations indicate that discussions have resulted in U.S. position papers, proposed legislative or regulatory changes, or interagency agreements, period. However, No official or final report to the President or Congress was ever issued. So, where did this paper go in 2017 if it didn't make Congress or didn't make the President's desk? We can continue to have these conversations, but until we can move and have these discussions and consultations presented to the President, introduced in Congress, and I know Rep. Hines is fighting fiercely and strongly, but also playing friendly and fair, because we know it's a lion's den over there. It's not the same as here. But even given that information, that should tell you that if we are going to fiercely pursue this, we have to go all the way this time. And that involves, once again, whoever's going to go. I can't vouch for anyone else except for the Speaker of the House. So I urge that the administration fully consider the team that they're going to design, because this team will really be instrumental in designing what's going to happen to our children. Not me. I'm going to die in probably 20 years. But think about the kids behind us, all of our kids here and our grandkids. Future generations are going to be impacted the same way we've been impacted since we started to vote or even before them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield my time.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Any further under miscellaneous? All right, with nothing further, we move down to item number 18, announcements. Any announcements? Recognize Representative TJ Manglona.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and just letting everyone know that Santa Soledad is holding a food drive. So if anyone, not just here, but in the community, is willing to donate any canned goods or any food that might help for the holiday season, that would be greatly appreciated. And I believe also Jessica Domingo is working with the Salvation Army, I believe, to do a food distribution or some sort of soup kitchen. So if you could also reach out to them and donate whatever you can for the holiday season, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Manglona, and from the awesome precinct of Precinct 2, Representative Aquino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of Chairman John Paul and myself, we would like to extend an invitation to all the great members of this body to come down to the beautiful village of Precinct 2 for the Christmas village lighting. Again, that's in Precinct 2, the greatest village in Saipan. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you, Representative.
That's tonight.
Representative Aquino. That's 5 o'clock, right? Is it 5 or? Okay. Representative Yanktamai from the very, very awesome Precinct 3.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Speaker. This is in relation to the covenant that was mentioned earlier. Article 2 of the covenant states about our Constitution. And I would like to greet everyone. Happy Constitution Day on December 8th. Be happy. Go check out the lights in Precinct 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yanktamai. Any further under announcements? Ready? Okay, we now move down to adjournment, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At this time, I move for adjournment, subject to the call of the chair. So move.
Thank you, floor leader. A motion has been made for adjournment and has been seconded. Any discussions? Ready? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Session's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.